G'day guys, what's cracking? It's Ralph here, and if you're a follower of this channel, you know I love a good L bracket. So I've been on a mission to see what L brackets are out there for the Z9 and if they're any good. And so I've done a number of reviews, which you can go to the end of this video and find out, or there'll be cards up here somewhere. We've had a look at three. We've had a look at SunwayFoto, ProMediaGears, and Threelegged things. So what I thought I'd do now is pit them against each other. I'll put them on a tripod. I'm going to use a 20mm 1.8 f-mount Nikon lens that has no vibration reduction. And I'm going to do a test where I put the vibration reduction, or IBIS as it's commonly known, not IBIS, these feral white birds flying around in the background. You might see one before the video's done. But IBIS means in body image stabilisation. So I'll put that on and off so you can see if there's any shake and movement. And I'll do a little bit of like how I'm fiddling around with the camera, and then I'll do a bit of a fake windy, you know, when you're out and it's blowing a gale. Because there's some of you who are astrophotographers or landscape photographers and you're like, I want to buy it, but I don't know how trustworthy it is when it's on the vertical. So that's what we're looking at now, guys. Let's go. Three-legged thing is first, and I'm not going to now move the position or anything of my tripod. So it's all locked in as tight as it can be. And I'm going to mount the L bracket on each in the safest way possible. For some of them, it may mean a slight change in orientation left to right, but I will mount it how I would mount it if I were out in the field. And now what I'm going to do is turn vibration reduction off, same as photo settings, and I'm going to press record. So what you're looking at now is now my backyard. It has a number of lines and visual points that you can use to see the shake. And so if I'm moving my camera around like this is the changes that I might do. Can you see anything now? And now I'm just going to tap the lens. Just tap the lens. And now I'm going to move the lens, just put a bit of solid pressure on to see that change. Now we're going to go to vibration reduction and do the same thing. Now this is normal, not sport, but again, here's the buttons, going with the buttons. Then we go tap on the lens. And then I'm just going to grab the lens and apply some gentle pressure. I think this would be the equivalent of if you were photographing on a windy day with a short lens like this. Now let's put it on its vertical orientation. Okay, this is it on its vertical orientation. It does hang over a lot because the structure of the L bracket, but that's the way it is and the way it's intended to use. So it's as secure as it possibly can be. And I'm going to do some button movements, and I can already see that shaking a lot more. Just do tap on the lens, and then just apply some firm pressure in case it's windy. So now let's turn on vibration reduction in the menu and do the same test. This is it. This is buttons being pressed. This is tap on the lens. And then just apply some still pressure and see how that goes. It feels like there's a lot of movement, so I'll be really interested to see if the vibration reduction in the camera actually compensates for that. Okay, this is SunwayFoto, their L bracket that I've previously reviewed. And if I'm fiddling around with the buttons, this is with vibration reduction off on the camera. Just go tap on the lens, and then move the lens ever so slightly. Now we're going to turn vibration reduction on, and I'm only putting it on normal. You can put it on sport, but you're not going to put it on sport because it's not rapidly moving around, right? I do want to be conscious of the fact too, it's on a tripod, and when you put vibration reduction on a tripod, especially on your lens, you're going to get blurrier images because the gimbal inside the lens is trying to compensate for movement that's just not there. The camera, however, is slightly different, and you'll see by the end of this test. We'll go with the buttons on the back. Tap on the lens, and then I'm just going to take hold of the lens and just offer a little bit of shake and movement. By now you'll start to get a feel for which is which. Change the orientation of the camera and mount it in the safest way we possibly can. That's good. Here we go. Bit of action on the buttons. Tap on the lens, and then some pressure on the lens, and I can see there's a bit of movement there. Now let's turn on vibration reduction, or IBIS, in the camera. We'll shoot here, bit of button action on the back, and then tap on the lens, and then some motion to see if that moves or not. Interesting. All right, let's move to the final one. Okay, now we have ProMediaGears. This is with the vibration reduction off. Here's some button movement. This is probably the most solid of the lot when it comes to design and actual presence of L bracketness. Then we're going to go tap, tap, tap on the lens. I'm just going to move the lens with a little bit of pressure like that we might get from wind. Now let's turn vibration reduction on and go through the same process that we're very familiar with now. Tap, 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 tappity tap. And gee, that looks pretty good. All right, now the final test is we're going to put this vertical and see how that shapes up. One of the standouts about ProMediaGear is it has more of a plate to connect it to the bracket. And so there's more real estate that you can use, meaning you can mount the center of the weight of the camera closer to the center of the tripod, reducing the amount of flux and movement that you're going to get. But we will see that based on the test, won't we? So this is vertical shooting, vibration reduction off, some button movement, some tap, 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 tap of the lens, and then some movement like this. And now let's just revert quickly over to vibration reduction on. Give this a crackerjack. So again, the buttons and that sort of movement. We've got a tap, 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 tappity tap on the lens, and then just some movement like so. And that brings us to the end of our test. Now I'm going to put them all up next to each other so you can see how they perform, and you'll get to judge for yourself which one you think is best for you and your uses. Thanks to the companies that have sent these to me. Really appreciate you guys. And let me know in the comment which one you think is worthy of your expertise as a photographer. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Please subscribe. Doesn't hurt. You can always unsubscribe later on. It does happen. Yeah, I know. It's heartbreaking. It's not really. Just it's part of the world, part of the way we live in. Give us a like, ring the bell. Go on, ring the bell. It's always great when someone rings my bell. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. G'day guys, what's cracking? As you may well know, if you're a follower of this channel, I love a good L bracket. And a tripod that stands up.